Shalom, everyone. We're going to be getting started shortly. Shalom. I have a very important lesson here. That we're going to go through the scriptures and gain knowledge and comprehension of the truth, of this present truth, of the present truth, as the Apostle Peter would say. Okay? Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. Now, I'll start off saying to you right now, if you're a tear type, and you do not love Yeshua Elohim, and if he's not your Messiah, he's not your Redeemer, he is not your high priest, then you will want to excuse yourself right now. I'm going ahead and tell you right now, don't be throwing up all them little darn laughing signs and all like that, okay? Okay, for you anti-messianics, okay? And you confused Hebrews that say the name Christ, but you sit up here and think you under some Levite instructions, okay? Now, that's for both of you, because you're both in the same boat. Because Yeshua Elohim's instructions is not to be confused with no Levite instructions, son. Now, where's that? Go to Matthew 5 and start reading around verse 7 and keep on reading. And read in Matthew 5:32. And keep on reading. Keep on reading. Keep on reading. Where he said, you have heard it said of them of old time. Who is them? Them Levite priests. The abolished Levite priesthood. You have heard it said of them in time past, or in ancient time, or old time. But I, your Messiah, your Redeemer, your King of Israel, say unto you, but I say unto you, Yeshua said, but I say unto you. Can you hear him speaking to you? Do you have ears to hear what the Spirit say? Do you hear what the Spirit recorded? Do you hear it? Now, somebody go get Zechariah Israel and drag him into this discussion. Because with all of these self-appointed types that appoint themselves to be some, think that they are some instructor to Israel, and are not. They are not born of the Spirit. They're not filled with the Spirit. They have not been called by Yeshua to be an apostle, a prophet, an evangelist, pastor, and they're all teachers. Jeremiah 3:15, they're under shepherds, under Yeshua, whom Yeshua called and appointed, and the Ruach HaKodesh anointed. 1 John chapter 2, verse 20, 1 John chapter 2, verse 27. Ephesians 4:11, Jeremiah 3:15, Malachi, the priest's lips shall keep knowledge, and they shall seek the instructions. They shall seek the law in his mouth. And Zechariah Israel is one of them that you ask him a question and he can't tell you jack because he was not anointed and sealed with the Ruach HaKodesh to teach an ant. Now, somebody go get Zechariah Israel and drag him up in here, and we're going to ask him some questions. Okay? We're going to ask him some questions. Because Malachi says the priest's lip. If you's a priest, son, you should be able to answer these scriptural questions. Son, that's what you should be able to do. You should be able to answer them. Not run from them and laugh and act like a fool. And you keep running your mouth on the Most High's mouthpiece, son, and you're going to find yourself jacked up by his holy angel. I'm giving you a fair warning, son, like I give most people sometimes. Keep running your mouth on Yah's true mouthpiece. And son, see what the angel will do. Yah will send an angel to deal with you. Okay? This ain't no plaything, son. This ain't a plaything, son. Okay? It ain't a plaything for you, for Zechariah and Israel, and all of you self-appointed non-instructors Israel. This ain't no plaything, son. Okay? There's more than one person that Yah has dealt with for resisting his truth that come out of his mouth of his messenger servants. Okay? Now, you think it's a plaything. You think it's a plaything. But you better go read James 3:1. You better go run and read it, son. Go run and read it, son. And then you better go read 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1, 2, and 3. Go run and read it. This ain't no plaything, son. This ain't no plaything. Now, all of you non-commissioned, non-called, non-appointed need to sit down and learn. And shut your mouth. Because all you're going to do is jack yourself up. Okay? Because what you're saying is not according to the truth. Revelation 2:2. And you have been found out by your doctrine, which is a lie. I don't care how you present yourself. You can come like a little lamb. Don't make no difference to me. If you have a lie in your mouth, use a devil. Use a devil. And you are not Yah's servant. Because the spirit of truth don't teach no lie. The spirit of truth that is anointed on Yah's messenger servant don't speak one iota of a lie. No lies of the truth, son. No lies of the truth, son. Okay? Now drag Zechariah Israel. I think he lives over there in England somewhere. Okay? Drag his him up in here. Okay? Drag him in here. Drag him in here so he can hear this truth. Okay? Drag him on in here. Drag him in here. Because I'm telling you right now, Ruach HaKodesh and Yeshua is tired of you liars. Tired of you liars. You're confusing the truth. You're confusing. It's bad enough that Esau confused and the heathens confused many things. Now you got these woolly head, melanated tares running around, don't know what their head from a hologram and confusing it even more. And I'm telling you, Yeshua Elohim is fed up with it. Yah is fed up with it. The Most High is fed up with it. And you're going to get yourself jacked up, son. You're going to get yourself jacked up. James 3:1. You're going to get yourself jacked up. Now, you think it's funny. You think it's cute. But I'm telling you, you deceiving y'all's sheep. You are stumbling y'all's sheep. He don't take it lightly, son. He don't take it lightly, son. Now, if you want to be deceived, go into a corner and be deceived by yourself. See what I mean? Be deceived by yourself, son. But when you come on and you come out, Zechariah is, I'm coming straight at you, son. I'm coming straight at you, son. You go and deceive and stumble y'all's sheep that is trying to come to Yeshua. And you are going to be the one that's going to be on the short end of the stick. That's what is going to happen to your son. Okay? This ain't no plaything. Okay? This ain't no plaything, son. I know you think it don't matter what you teach as long as you go into the scriptures and teach something. But you wrong, son. You don't know what you're talking about, son. Hebrews chapter 1, somebody posted verse 1 and 2. Post the words, please. Post the words so everybody can see it. Kiss the Son, Psalms 2:12. Kiss the Son so that Abba Yahweh, the Most High, will not be angry, become angry when his wrath is kindled but just a little, and you be destroyed in all your ways. Because you ain't kissed his son. You ain't embraced his son. You ain't received his son, in other words. and his instructions. Kiss the Son, unless Abba Yahweh, the Most High, be angry. Means obey the Son's instructions. Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. I'm a pal drive it in you, son. I'm a pal drive it in you. I'm going to make you scream. I'm going to make you scream because all this truth coming out in your tear ears. I'm going to make you scream. And I'm going to make you cease and desist from your lies. And I'm going to expose you as a lying Hebrew that you are. Because you ain't no instructor, not to Israel. Now, all right, now. Title of this lesson is called How Saints Keep the Second Covenant Passover. Okay? How saints. Because only saints that the Most High recognizing in ever since the new covenant was instituted by our Messiah is he only recognizes a messianic Hebrew Israelite or those heathens that come under the truth, that come into the truth of Messiah. That's it. And even when the heathens receive this truth in the truth of the gospel, when they receive it, they are reserving for themselves. What are they doing? They're reserving for themselves a place in Yeshua's coming kingdom on earth as a servant to Israel. Where is that? Isaiah 14, 1 and 2. So that's what they're doing. They're reserving themselves. Because only a Hebrew Israelite is a Hebrew Messianic Israelite, also called a remnant, also called a sheep. Only they are the royal line, okay? And Abba Yah said a long time ago that the older shall serve the younger, okay? All right? Now, 2 ethnicities in your womb. Now, I'm not dealing with that lesson right now, but if somebody requests another lesson on it, I've done lessons on it. Okay? Now, you better be a Cornelius. If you're a heathen, you better do what Cornelius did in the 10th chapter Acts. That's what you better do. And if you're an Israelite and you want to have a place in the coming kingdom of Yeshua, you best embrace the Son, keep his instructions, and get born of the Spirit, or get born of this, believe in Yeshua, repent, believe in Yeshua, get born, allow him to cause you to be born of the Spirit, and keep the instructions. And anybody that is truly a true remnant type Israelite, they would be embracing Yeshua Elohim, Yah's Son, and they would also be keeping his instructions. How do you know you're born of the Spirit? Because you do both that I just mentioned. That's how you know that you're born. That's how you know that you're born of the Spirit. Okay? Now, being filled with the Spirit is a whole nother transaction. Okay? A whole nother transaction. Not getting into that. Okay, what we got here? The Father, who at sundry times and in various manners spake in times past unto our Hebrew ancestors through the prophets. Prophets of first fruit type Israelites. Hath, past tense, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he also has appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the planets, that he made the worlds or the planets. Did you see that all up in your face? Now, some of you need to go run to Daniel 7. If you don't believe that, if you don't believe the second covenant, then go run quick. Run to Daniel 7. Run to Daniel 7, and you will see the same truth mentioned in Daniel chapter 7. Okay? Now, Now, we're under the second covenant. If somebody tells you we're not under the second covenant, they are a lie. Somebody pull up John 4:23. Will you, Connor? Can you pull up the words of John 4:23? Okay, I'm going to put a cut. Here's a cut from the sword of the Ruach HaKodesh right now, and then I'm going to go to Isaiah 59:20 and 21. There's going to be your two cuts. There's the two cuts. Both. Here's your two cuts. But the voids, the non-sheep can't hear either one. They can't hear no truth out of the Tanakh, and they can't hear no truth out of the second covenant. Either one. Why? Because they're devoid of the Ruach HaKodesh. They're tares. They are tares. They might speak the name of Christ, but they don't love Christ. And they will not keep the second covenant Passover according to the instructions of Yeshua. And where is that? Matthew 26, verse 29, Luke 22:18. They're not do it. They won't do it. John 10:27, they won't do it because they are not sheep. They're not sheep. They got to bring up some other instruction other than Yeshua's. That's how you know they're not sheep. They're not remnant. They're not chosen by Yah to be remnant in these last days. Romans 11:5. Ruach HaKodesh calling all of these scriptures out in front of your hearing, okay? So he can destroy you. So he can destroy you when you walk against what is being said. So he can destroy you, okay? So he can destroy those that won't hear, okay? That's why I speak 100% truth, because when you resist the truth, then now what you're doing is set yourself up for Yah's holy angels to destroy you through Esau. Esau destroy you, one of your own kind will destroy you, or you destroy yourself. Okay? That's how it works. Every time one of Father's true mouthpieces bring truth. Now, you're not in no danger listening to your campite instructors. You're no in danger, okay? The Father will eventually get rid of you too there even. But you're not in any danger for not believing them. Why? Because they ain't teaching you the truth no way. You're not in no danger to listen to T.D. Jakes. Okay, you know why? Because he ain't teaching you no truth anyway. Him and Joey Osteen and what's the other one? Creflo, Creative Flow of Dollar. You're no in danger, okay? Because they ain't speaking the truth no way. They're not teaching you no true gospel. So you're not in danger. But y'all still will get rid of you at the set time. Romans chapter 6, verse 16. Ruach's calling all these scriptures out in your ears. Okay, and all you. Okay, now let's see what we got. Okay, now let's see what we got. Okay, all right, and we are okay. Yes, and we have such trust through Christ towards Yah, not that we are sufficient of ourselves to think anything as being from ourselves. That's why you need the Ruach HaKodesh, right? Exactly. Okay, but our sufficiency is from Yah's spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. That's right. Who have made us sufficient as servants of the new covenant, not of the letter that was handwritten by Moses. Okay. But that was written by the Spirit. For the letter kills, but the Spirit gives life. Okay? Now, all right. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, brother. Thank you for sharing that. Very good. Very good. Now, all right. So we in this lesson, keeping our second covenant Passover. How saints who are the remnant type. Not everybody's a saint. Stop it. Just because you're melanated and got a wide nose and woolly hair does not make you a Hebrew that Yah is bringing back to himself through Yeshua. John 4:23. John 4:23. Who is it? What's the kind he want? What is the kind that the Father is looking for? Can somebody tell you? Can somebody tell you? John, can you tell us, John? Apostle John, can you tell us? Can you tell us what the Father is looking for? Verse 21, John, Gospel of John, chapter 4, verse 21, beginning there. Yeshua saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when you shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. You worship, you know not what. You don't know what you're worshiping. You're worshiping something, but you don't not worshiping the right thing. You're not serving Yah in spirit and truth. In other words, you worship, you know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Hebrews. Okay? The Hebrews were the ones. Romans 3:1. Hebrews, Israelites, were the ones that Yah appointed to speak the words of truth, the oracles. That's why all 11 were Hebrews and were chosen. And they were Hebrews. But the hour cometh, and now is. Now, that's for y'all. That's for you liars that say that we're not under the second covenant. Now, call Yeshua Elohim a liar. Okay? Call the Ruach HaKodesh a liar. And you won't even be on planet Earth next time this year, son. Now do it right now, son. Do it right now, because Abba Yah already told you what's going to happen to people that resist his Holy Spirit. He already told you, okay? He already told you. Now you do it. Now you do it. And see, you'll see your behind waiting for the second resurrection. And then after the second resurrection, you know what you got coming? The second death, son. The second resurrection ain't a good thing. Because you ain't making no first resurrection. Only people that keep Yeshua Elohim truth, okay, will make the first resurrection, okay? And if you make the second resurrection, you short, son. You short, son. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers of the Father shall worship the Father through the Ruach HaKodesh, being born of the Spirit, and the truth that Yeshua was given from Abba Yah to redeem Israel and any heathens that are able to follow it in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. The Father is a spirit. The Father is a spirit. All three of them are spirit beings. Idiot. All three of them are spirit beings. The Father is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him through the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, and the truth that Yahweh, Abba Yahweh, the Father, gave Yeshua. He said, these words that I speak are not mine, but they were given to me of the Father, from the Father. That's what he said. Now, just because you got Christ in your mouth, don't mean that you are a remnant. You is a double agent liar. You's a double agent, son, sister, but you're not my sister. Miss. I'll say miss. Okay? You not my brother or sister. You are not my brother or sister. You are not the sister and brothers of the remnant. Why? Why? Because you do not obey the instructions that Abba Yah gave his divine son for us to obey. You are not. Stop it. Stop lying on Messiah. He told you who his mother. He told you who his brothers were. He told you who his sisters were. Those that do the will of my Father in heaven, the same is my mother, brother, and sister, and are born of the Ruach HaKodesh. Stop lying on Messiah. Because, see, Messiah sent Gabriel to tell me some time ago, Shamar, teach this truth. Teach this truth, Shamar, because there's some men that have come out there and are teaching all kinds of lies to y'all sheep and stumbling the sheep. Teach this truth, Shamar. You have been taught the truth, Shamar. The Ruach HaKodesh have taught you, sure enough, the truth. While you were asleep for 3 years, corrected you on stuff you didn't have right. Now, I want you to teach it now. I'm taking you away from your 9 to 5 so you can do this. So you ain't got no excuse. Are you going to teach it? Yes, sir. Yes, Yeshua, I'm going to teach it. Now, Hebrews chapter 2, verse 11. Verse 10. For it became Yeshua, for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, in bringing many sons and daughters of Yah unto glory, to pat the captain of their salvation complete or spiritually mature through suffering. For both Yeshua that sanctifieth, and they which are sanctified are all of one spirit, for which cause Yeshua is not ashamed to call them his brethren. If you ain't born of the Spirit, and ideally if you're not filled with the Spirit, you are not a brother of Christ. You are not a sister of Christ. Stop it. And that's what Hebrews 2:11 means right there. Okay? Because Yeshua on his human nature side was anointed of the Spirit. Luke 4:18, of the Spirit, even his human nature side was anointed. His human nature. Write it down because I know you forget. Even our Messiah's human nature side. Hebrews chapter 7, verse 14. Even his human nature side was anointed of the Ruach HaKodesh. And you and I have to be anointed of the Ruach HaKodesh also. And that's what you're reading here in Hebrews chapter 2, verse 11. That's what you're reading. Now, I'm dealing with how saints keep the second Passover. And I'm going to go to Daniel in just a minute. I'm going to show you the Passover, how Yeshua Elohim confirmed the second covenant Passover with those that believed on him 2,000 years ago. I'm going to go to Daniel in just a minute. In just a minute, I'm going to Daniel. Okay? I can't bear you false apostles to call you messengers of that. I can't stand you. I can't stand you. The Ruach HaKodesh in me can't stand you. Now, you say, where is that? Revelation chapter 2, verse 2. That's where that. I cannot bear you. And I ain't going to bear you. Okay? I can't stand you. Because I have compared what you say with the words of Messiah and the holy apostles that continue the work after my Messiah left here. And you's a liar. You's a liar, son. You's a liar. All of you a liar. I done compared it. Revelation 2:2, somebody post the words. And Yeshua even said, I know how you can't stand those that call themselves apostles and are not. And I can't stand you. I don't make no secret about it. Can't stand you. The Ruach HaKodesh in me cannot stand you. Cannot bear your lies. Can you liars? Liars. Liars. Now, let's go to all right, I mentioned Matthew 26:29. Let's go to Matthew 26:29 and let's see what we read there. And then I'm going to Daniel. Never fear. I'm going to Daniel 7 in just a little bit. Excuse me, I'm going to Daniel 9 in just shortly. Never fear. I'm going to give it to you in the old and the new, okay? Just because you're saying, oh, yeah, he went to that new covenant that was written in Greek. Son, you better go run eat Isaiah 28:11, son, okay? Now, Matthew 26:29. All right, Matthew 26:29. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. And verse 26. Here's how we keep the second covenant Passover. All right. Matthew 26, starting at verse 26. And as they, speaking of his disciples, were eating, Yeshua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. What did he give them? He took bread because he is the living bread. He is the true living bread that came down from heaven. That's why the idiots talking about he gave his flesh. He gave bread. He gave them bread to eat. And he said he took bread. And as they were eating, Yeshua took bread and blessed it and broke it and gave it to the disciples. And he said, take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup, the fruit of the vine, and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it. How much of the new covenant are you supposed to believe? All of it. This is my blood, the New Testament or the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. Verse 29, but I say unto you, I will not drink it henceforth. I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it anew with you in my Father's kingdom. You see what he said? I'm not going to drink it again until I drink it anew with you in my Father's kingdom. Ain't nobody going to be in his Father's kingdom with Yeshua that's devoid of the Ruach HaKodesh and is running around obeying some Levite ordinances. You ain't going to be there, son. And you can't get there unless you're born of the Spirit. Unless you are born of the Spirit, you cannot see the kingdom. Why you can't see the kingdom? Because you won't be in the kingdom. That's why you can't see it. John chapter 3, verse 3 through 8. Why you can't see the kingdom? Because you ain't going to be in the kingdom. Hebrew. Okay, that's why. Okay. See? And when they had sung a hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. Now, then you can find Luke bringing the same thing in Luke 22:18. Now, I'm getting ready to show you how he confirmed the new covenant with many. I'm going to Daniel for all of those devoid of the Ruach that claim they don't like the new covenant. Okay. All right, son. All right. You and your delusion, son. Okay. Now, but this is for the remnant. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see where I'm looking for. Daniel. Okay, I'm looking for Daniel. All right. Now I'm going to Daniel. Let's see how he confirmed the new covenant with many. Let's see how he did it. Did Daniel know about it? Yes. Because the Father sent Gabriel to tell him before it happened. Something like 490 years before this even happened. What I just read to you in Matthew 26, 26 through 29. Yes, because Abba Yah loved Daniel. Daniel was very beloved prophet of Abba Yah. He loved Daniel, and he said, Gabriel, get down there and find Daniel and explain to him I'm getting ready to do with this new covenant and my son being the Messiah. Okay, now that's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he told Gabriel to do. Now, see, if Abba Yah likes you, he'll reveal things to you through his spirit, okay, or by the angels or by his ruach, okay, either way. Okay, now, let's see here what we got here. All right, I'm gonna start in Daniel 9, verse 24. Daniel 9, you see all this truth coming up in front of your face? Okay, do you see all this truth coming up in front of your face? Title of this lesson is How the Remnant Saints Keep the Second Covenant Passover. Now, did the prophets record how Yeshua confirmed the new covenant that he was instituting with Israelites in the day? Yes. Here's what Gabriel came to share with Daniel. Okay? Here's what happened. I'm gonna go ahead and break down the whole thing. I'm gonna go ahead and break down the whole thing, okay? All right, here's what Daniel said. In verse 21, I'm in Daniel 9. I'm in Daniel chapter 9, starting verse 21. Here's Daniel. Yea, while I was speaking in prayer, even the man Gabriel, you know Gabriel is the archangel that stands right beside the throne of Abba Yah, okay, and Yeshua, and Michael stands on the other side, okay? Gabriel stands on one side, and the archangel Michael stands on the other side. Archangel Gabriel is oftentimes used to be a messenger angel to send a message or revelation to one of Yah's people, namely first fruit prophets, the prophets who are first fruit. Yea, Daniel said, while I was speaking in prayer, even the man Gabriel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning of my captivity in Babylon, being caused to fly swiftly. That means when I was being led away of the Babylonians out of Israel, Abba Yah sent Gabriel to fly around in the sky above me to encourage me, because I was a young man and I needed encouragement because I was being taken away from my family and from the land I knew. Okay? And he said, even the man Gabriel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning of my captivity, being caused to fly swiftly. As you know, angels can fly, right? Yeah, and Gabriel saw it. Father sent that to him to encourage his heart because he was a young man. All right, now, praise Yah, bless Yah. See how Yah encourages those that love him? Okay, now look at this. Touch me. And Gabriel touched me about the time of the evening oblation. Okay, the evening oblation means the time of my prayer unto Yah. And the angel Gabriel informed me and talked with me and said, O Daniel, I am now come forth from the throne room of Abba Yah, your Yah, to give you skill and understanding, okay, in the things that you have asked Abba Yah about. I've come to give you skill and comprehension or understanding in the questions that you asked Abba Yah, okay? Because Daniel wanted to know how much longer were his people going to be in that captivity, okay? That's what he wanted to know. And Abba Yah told Gabriel, get down there and go find Daniel and reveal to him the revelation of what's going to happen, okay, in about 490 years or so, something like that. All right, 490 years plus another 49, whatever that is, okay? Now, at the beginning of your petitions, Daniel, at the beginning of your, this is Gabriel speaking, at the beginning of your petitions to Yah, the instruction from Yah came forth to me. And now I am come to show you, Daniel, because you are greatly beloved of Abba Yah, your father, your creator. You are greatly beloved prophet. Therefore, understand the matter and consider the vision, Daniel. Ruach giving the understanding. Ruach revelation knowledge, giving it to you right now. Giving it to you right now, okay? Because you read it, but you did not comprehend what you're reading here. So now Ruach is giving you the revelation. Okay? This is what's coming. You're getting the breakdown, line by line. Okay? The priest's lips shall keep knowledge. If you are an instructor, if you've been called by Yeshua Elohim to teach Israel in these last days, you should be able to break this down in truth. But you can't because you're not. False apostle, you false apostle. For you are greatly beloved, Gabriel told Daniel. Therefore, understand the matter and consider the vision. 70 weeks are determined. Gabriel is telling Daniel this. 70 weeks are determined upon your Hebrew people, your brothers and sisters, and upon the holy city. Upon the holy city, to finish the transgression, to make an end of sins, because Messiah is going to come and remove the sins, the transgressions from Israel. That's why he's saying that. And to make an end of sins, and to make reconciliation because of lawlessness. Because the Levite priests were going off, the common people of Israel were going off. Nobody was getting right. Them animal sacrifices wasn't doing jack. Them fringes wasn't doing jack. Those shadow feast days wasn't doing jack. Wasn't making nobody righteous. Was not making nobody circumcised in their heart. Deuteronomy 30, verse 6. Ruach giving you all this truth up in your face. Now, if you're a sheep, you'll receive all this truth because it's coming straight from Ruach HaKodesh, coming straight from the Ruach HaKodesh teaching anointing. That's what it is. Now, to bring everlasting righteousness, that's because there is going to be an everlasting covenant that Yeshua is going to institute, and to seal up the vision and prophecy and to anoint the most holy. Who is the most holy? Yeshua. Yeshua is the most holy. He is the Holy One of Israel that took away, removed the sin, the past transgressions from our ancestors, from Israel, and those that receive him in truth. John chapter 7, verse 37 through 39. Know therefore, Daniel, this is Gabriel speaking. This is Gabriel speaking and giving instruction as Abba Yah told Daniel long ago. As Abba Yah told Gabriel, go down there, Gabriel, and give Daniel this information. So this is Gabriel, the archangel, speaking to Daniel. He's appearing to him as a man. Okay? Angels appear to you as a man when they're in their earth suit, when they come to earth on a mission from Yah. Know therefore and comprehend that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the coming of Messiah, the Prince of Peace, shall be 7 weeks, 62 weeks. The street leading to the temple in Jerusalem shall be rebuilt again, and the wall of the temple will be rebuilt, even during troubling times that are going on, that will be going on in Jerusalem at that time. And Gabriel went on to explain to Daniel, and after 62 weeks, Messiah will be cut off, but not for himself. That means Yeshua will become the sacrificial lamb of Elohim to take away the sins of Israel. That's what this means. He will be cut off. To be cut off means he will be killed. He will be crucified. Yeshua, our Messiah, will be killed or cut off, but not for himself, but for the sins, the past sins, transgression of Israel, but not for himself. And the people of the prince, now this is talking about the Roman people, and the Roman people of the prince, you notice it's a small p. It's talking about one of the governors in Rome. One of the governors. That's why it says, then the Roman people and the Roman army who are under the Roman prince shall come and destroy the city, destroy Jerusalem, the city, and the temple. And the end thereof, and the end of there will be with a great destruction. It uses the word flood here. And until the end, until it ends, there will be desolations. Desolations are determined because this is describing the Hebrew-Roman War of 68-70 AD. This is what you're reading, when the temple was sacked by the Roman armies and not one stone was laid upon the other. Now, verse 27, and Messiah shall confirm the covenant with many Israelites for 1 week. When did he do that? He did that in the when he gave the bread and say, this is my body that is broken for you. This is the fruit of the vine. Drink it, all of it. Drink all of it, because this is the new covenant. Okay, that's where it says right here. And Messiah shall confirm the new covenant with many for 1 week. And in the middle of the week, Yeshua shall cause to sacrifice the animal sacrifices that were being done in the temple and the oblations that are done by the Levite priesthood. They shall cease, because Father is going to tear down the temple and he is going to eliminate the Levite priesthood order. There won't be no Levite priesthood order anymore. Why? Because of the overspreading of the abominations, because wasn't nobody getting right by those animal sacrifices being slaughtered. Wasn't nobody, those clean animals being killed and their blame being drained by the Levite priests and taken into the holy holy. It wasn't making nobody right. Wasn't removing. They still had sin nature, in other words. Where is that found? Romans chapter 8, verse 3. Romans chapter 8, verse 3 and verse 4. Those animal sacrifices could never please Abba Yahweh. It is not possible that your shadow feast day and the bloodletting of clean animals should take away sin from Israel. Stop it, liar. Stop it. You just a liar, and you just don't love Yeshua. So you's a liar. You can't hear what thus saith the Spirit. Now, and Messiah shall confirm the new covenant, the second covenant, with many Israelites for a period of 1 week. And in the midst of the week, Yeshua shall cause a sacrifice and the vain oblations to cease. Why does it say in the middle of the week? Because our Messiah was crucified on Wednesday. Wednesday is the middle of the week. And if you count 3 days from that, you will know when he resurrected bodily. And that's why, so by virtue of his birth, death, and resurrection, the new covenant was instituted. You cannot have a new covenant or a second covenant until there is first the death of the testator. Read Hebrews, look it up. All right? So, and in the middle of the week, Messiah shall cause the sacrifice and oblations to cease. Ain't no more fringe wearing. Ain't no more temple worship. Ain't no more Levite priesthood. Ain't no more observing shadow, four-footed feast days, and all that other stuff. Okay, but you still got to keep the 7-day Sabbath. Why? Because it is a royal commandment. It is a royal commandment that is listed in Exodus 20. Okay, that's why it is a royal commandment that is mentioned in Exodus 20. Okay, all right. So that's why you better still keep the 7-day Sabbath. Why? Because it is a royal commandment listed there along with the other royal moral and laws. Okay? Now, Exodus 20 and elsewhere. Now, are you seeing all this truth coming up in front of your eyes and your hearing? Okay? Do you see all this truth that's coming at you? Okay? Now, why will the animal sacrifices and oblations cease, like fringe wearing and all those shadow feast days? Okay, the shadow feast days pointed to the time Messiah would become our Lamb of Elohim anyway. Okay, first off, it was shadow feast days. They pointed to Christ being the Lamb of Elohim. Now you don't come along with your devoid of the Ruach HaKodesh mind and spirit and trying to make it some kind of law. And it was a shadow observance in the first place that really pointed to the day when Yeshua would be our sacrificial lamb. Idiot. I have to call you idiot because even after I'm explaining you the truth, using the word and explaining to the truth, you still want to persist in your delusion. Isaiah 66:4. That's why I have to call you an idiot. I have to call you an idiot because an idiot is what you call an unlearned and ain't trying to learn and is not a teachable spirit. That's why I got to call you idiot. That's why I got to call you idiot. Okay? Unlearned one. How's that? You like that better? Unlearned one? Okay, now, why will the animal sacrifices, why will the temple be destroyed, the temple building be destroyed, the Levite priesthood, and why will those vain oblations like fringe wearing and other things they did, why will it all cease? Because now you're under a second covenant. Okay? Now you see it in the prophets. You see it in the law and the prophets. Romans 3:21. Romans 3:21. Now, it is not possible. Hebrews 10. It is not possible. It is not possible that those shadow feast days can take away sin or create a new nature. Deuteronomy 30, verse 6. It's not possible. Because the first covenant ordinances having a shadow of good things to come. I'm in Hebrews chapter 10, verse 1. Because the first covenant ordinances having a shadow of good things to come, not the very image of the good things, can never, with those animal sacrifices and oblations which they offered year by year continually, ever make the worshipers of the temple that did those things spiritually perfect or mature. If so, they would not have ceased. If so, they would not have ceased to have been offered, because that the worshipers once purged should have had no more conscience of sin. But those animal sacrifices and oblations and shadow feast days did not purge their conscience of sin. They still had sin nature, in other words. Verse 3, but in those sacrifices, there is only a remembrance again made every year of sin. All it did is reminded them they had sin. It didn't get rid of no sin. For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and goats should take away sins. It's not possible. It is not possible that the blood of clean animals should take away sin. Wherefore, now here's what Yeshua said when he was coming on down from his throne, sitting beside the Father. This is what he was saying. This was on his mind, and the Ruach HaKodesh allowed it to be recorded for us. Okay? The Ruach. I'm going to give it to you right now. You want to know what word Elohim was thinking when he was coming on down from the portals of heaven from his Father? You want to know? I bet the remnant want to know. Verse 5, wherefore, when word Elohim cometh into the world, speaking of planet Earth, he said to the Father, he's talking to his Father now, he's talking to his Father that he left, that he's leaving in heaven. He's talking to his Father, Abba Yahweh, Elohim. Sacrifice and offering, Father, you would not. Sacrifices and offering, you did not care for, you didn't want them. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 14 through 17. Ruach HaKodesh calling them out, son. Ruach HaKodesh calling them out in front of your face. What you gonna do with all this pure truth up in your face, son? Anti-messianic and devoid of the Ruach HaKodesh and truth. Yeshua speaking to his Father. Yeshua saith, sacrifice and offering, Father, you would not, but a body have you prepared me. In burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin, Father, you have had no pleasure. Father didn't have no pleasure in all that stuff. Okay, you know why? Including them shadow feast days. You know why? Because it never helped nobody get born of the Spirit and remove their sin nature. That's why he had no pleasure in it. Go read Romans 8:3. I'm going to throw it in your face again because I know you got a short attention span. Satan, make sure you got a short attention span on this truth. Satan, make sure you do, son. Then said I, behold, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do your will, O Father. That's verse 7. Verse 9. Then said he, behold, I come to do your will, O Father. He taketh away the first that he may establish the second. Do you see that? Abba Yah took away the first so he could establish the second, so that Yeshua could establish the second. Get out of my face. Get out of my face with your lies, son. Because you can't, because all you're going to do is get yourself jacked up by Abba Yah. Abba Yah will disperse an angel to come take care of you. Okay? That is what he's going to do. He is going to disperse an angel to come take care of you. That's what he's going to do. Keep on lying. Keep on resisting this truth. Okay? This second covenant truth. Keep on resisting it, son, and you're going to see what's going to happen to you. Okay? Hebrews 9:10. Until the time of Reformation. Well, I'm here to tell you right now that the time of Reformation did come by Yeshua Elohim, and there's no more need for your vain oblations that you want to offer up. Verse 8, Hebrews 9, the Holy Spirit, this signifying that the way into the holiest of all was not yet made manifest. But it's made manifest now, and Yeshua made it, and Yeshua instituted. It's called the second covenant. The way into the holiest of holy is manifest now, son. The Holy Spirit, this signifying that the way into the holiest of all was not yet made known, while the temple or the first covenant was still standing or in force, which was a figure or a shadow for that time then, present, in which were offered both gifts and sacrifices that could not make him or her that did the service as pertaining to the conscience perfect or spiritually mature. What was it then? It only stood in meat eating feast, shadow meeting feast, and drink feast, and various washings. Yes, there was baptisms under the first covenant, and carnal ordinances. What's a carnal ordinance? Wearing fringes is a carnal ordinance, which was imposed on our ancient Hebrew Israelite ancestors during the time of the first covenant, on them until the time of Reformation. But Christ having become our high priest of good things to come by a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, because the temple was made with human hands. Okay, that is to say, not of this temple building, neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered in once into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us. For if the blood of bulls and goats and the ashes of a red heifer, sprinkling the unclean souls, sanctified to the purifying of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of Messiah, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to Yah, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living Father. For this cause, he, our Messiah, is the mediator of a new covenant, that by means of his crucifixion, by means of his death, for the redemption of transgressions that were done under the first covenant, that they which are called, that the remnant which are called, might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. For where a testament or covenant is, there must also of necessity be the death of a testator. For a testament is of force only after men are dead. Otherwise, it has no strength at all while the testator liveth. Which merely means that Yeshua had to be crucified first and rise again in order to for the second covenant to be activated, to be in force. Okay, now I'm going to pause it right here. I'm gonna pause it right here, and I've been speaking over an hour. Okay, now title of this lesson is called "How Saints Keep the Second Passover." Okay, now of course you have 1 Corinthians 11:23, 1 Corinthians 5:7, Hebrews 3:1, Hebrews 7:12. Okay, so you have all those to look up. All right, all praises to the Most High Yah for this lesson. All praise and honor to Yeshua Elohim, our Messiah, our Redeemer, our King, the King of the true King of Israel. Okay, and of course, all thanks and honor to Ruach HaKodesh, the other divine offspring that Yah sends to those who embrace his Son in truth. John chapter 7, verse 37 through 39. Okay? All praises, honor, glory, majesty, and power to the royal Elohim family, the divine royal Elohim family. Okay? All praises, honor, and glory. All right. Shalom. Shalom, Brendan of Israel. Shalom.